Hello everyone, welcome to an all-new edition of Take. I'm your host as always, Kendrick Diggs, here on this Thursday, October 24th, 2019, episode 7 here on the Take. Glad you could join us here on our daily, weekly pop culture episode for the weekly moments and entertainment moments as well. But first things first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Take here on Connect as we get to the big story. The big story is, what in the world is wrong with Matt Lauer? You know what it's been over 2 years since embattled NBC Today show host Matt Lauer had made headlines for sexual misconduct at work. So the disgraced anchor, great anchor, left the Today show, and now new allegations are surfacing where he reported raped a fellow colleague. Man, all this twisted. Watch this.
Matt Lauer makes his big on-camera return. Well, sort of.
I am inevitable.
That's the former Today Show anchor lip-syncing on his daughter Romy's TikTok page. The duo teamed up for a series of videos for the social media app, each one featuring a seemingly playful and lighthearted Lauer.
Hey, I got muscles like Superman trainer. Hey, real rare like Super Saiyan manga.
That's Matt and Romy dancing to Chance the Rapper's Hot Shower. They also performed their own rendition of Big Fun from Heather's the Musical.
Heather! Sorry, Heather. Look who's with her. Oh my god. Dang, dang, diggity, dang, 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 diggity, dang, dang.
Lauer's videos got mixed reactions, with one member commenting, Matt, that's where he ended up? I was wondering what happened after the Today Show. Now I know.
Good morning. Welcome to Today on a Friday morning. I'm Matt Lauer.
Lauer has been keeping a low profile since being fired from the Today Show in late 2017 over accusations of inappropriate sexual behavior.
As long as my kids and our family and our friends know the real story, that's really all we care about.
He was last spotted in August supporting his daughter at the Hampton Classic Horse Show alongside his now ex-wife Annette Roca. The pair finalized their divorce in September, with Lauer agreeing to pay about $20 million in their settlement. A source previously told ET that he finally decided it was time to finalize everything and move forward and focus on the kids. He has a lot of guilt about how things went down, and he wants to make sure Annette is taken care of. Of course, the two, who married in October 1998, share 3 kids together: 18-year-old son Jack, 15-year-old daughter Romy, and 12-year-old son Tice.
Now, that begs the question, where in the world is wrong with Matt Lauer? Matt Lauer is going berserk. Well, he did a clip with his daughter, as you saw. Can we see that one more time? Yeah, Lauer making a new platform on social media rather than he was on national news, on NBC, on his Day Show. And now Lauer, just, being Matt Lauer, just a stay-at-home dad. All right. That didn't stop there, as Matt's former fellow colleague, Megyn Kelly, made her surprise appearance on her home channel, Fox News, where she got her start. And she calls out Lauer's behavior towards women. Watch this.
Ultimately his downfall. She came forward, her name is Brooke Nevels, made an allegation against Matt Lauer, and the company's whole defense to Ronan's book essentially has been, that's the first we ever knew about Matt Lauer. There was no deal between us and Harvey Weinstein to cover up for Harvey Weinstein so that he wouldn't report on Matt Lauer, because we didn't even know that Matt Lauer was doing this. We had no notice of it whatsoever.
Is that a plausible claim?
If they had no settlements of any kind and no complaints about Matt Lauer prior to Brooke Nevels coming forward, sure, it might be. But the money, the number one thing that needs to happen now is they need to release any and all Matt Lauer accusers from their confidentiality agreements. NBC says it has nothing to hide. Great. Let's not hide anything. Show us all of the agreements, the enhanced severance agreements that were reached, or at least the numbers, so we can see which ones pop out, which ones are super high, and are they all women, and do they all have a connection with Matt Lauer? And number two, release the women from their confidentiality obligations.
Yes, Megan Kelly saying now that Matt Lauer needs to be, investigated. Hey, Matt Lauer got investigated, he got fired, and now Matt Lauer's a stay-at-home dad dancing to, can we see that one more time? This. Wow, Matt Lauer went from respected to now disrespected. It just only a matter of minutes. You can just have your reputation, up so high, and now it's so low. Man. All right, on talk shows this week, on the Wendy Williams show, Wendy goes to Hollywood, gets a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Watch this.
The elephant in the room is that I've been having a very, very tough year, but it's slowly but surely climbing out of the pit, and this is one of those monumental days that makes me say, if you don't believe in yourself, who's going to believe in you? And sometimes life is a very, very lonely path, and you've just got to make some hard decisions. And one of those hard decisions.
All right, Wendy Williams continued the celebration on her daytime talk show and recalls the festivities that went at hand this past week. Watch this.
I had an incredible weekend. I got to tell you something. The star at the Hollywood Walk of Fame, thank you to the Chamber of Commerce in Hollywood. Thank you. Thank you to my wardrobe stylist, Willie Sinclair, who put me in this beautiful Dolce & Gabbana dress. It's a collector's piece. It's like 10 years old, and I fit into it, whatever. But Willie, thank you for covering my lymphedema. Morel, thank you for the tasteful makeup. And Dominic, thank you for the beachy hair. Thank you. Just thank you.
Wendy Williams celebrating her moment, for Hollywood Walk of Fame. For her, I guess if you being gossipy and being messy, you had landed a place on daytime TV. Before you came on TV, you was on radio. Now you made it to the big time. Now you made it to a star. That will never be replenished, be replaced. People will know your name and know who you are. Maybe one day I get me a star. People be shocked, like, I didn't see this coming. I didn't see this. You should have saw it coming years ago. I'm telling you. All right. Meanwhile, with celebrity news, legendary actress Suzanne Summers bears it all and celebrates her 73rd birthday and does this. Yeah, Suzanne Summers ain't looking like Christy from Three's Company. Three's Company sailed that ship a long time ago, almost 50 years ago. Suzanne Summers trying to bear it all in the woods of all places, in the wilderness. Well, Suzanne's 73 years old. Living fabulous, I guess. Singer Lady Gaga falls off the stage while performing. You won't believe. See this clip right here. Gaga probably was doing the hucklebuck, and she started realizing with the fan just said, fuck it. Remember that song she did with R. Kelly? Do What You Want With My Body? Wow. Wow. Speaking of that. All right, other news. Actress Lisa Raye appeared on TV One's Uncensored, and she aired out her dirty laundry about her abrupted marriage with the Prime Minister Turkish and Caicos, and what led to Duane Martin dissolving their marriage. Watch this.
Within that relationship, I lost my husband to Duane Martin, and they became better friends than what me and my husband did, and I couldn't understand that for the love of God.
Okay, Lisa Raye saying that Duane Martin was the reason her marriage ended. And then a couple of weeks ago, Tisha Campbell said her marriage ended to Duane Martin. So Duane Martin kind of like to do his thing, do his stuff, and now it coming backfire on just like that. And wow, Lisa Raye kind of had some strong words to say about Duane Martin in more ways than one. I didn't even see that coming. They started, all of us, they co-starred together. And now they went from friends to enemies. Just a matter of moments like that. All right. We'll be back with more tape. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Tech. I'm your host, as always, KG here. Don't forget to join in the conversation using the hashtag Take here on Connect. Before we get to the political rundown, we here at the Take want to send our prayers and condolences to the family of Cupcake McKinney. The news is out there. She passed away, and we want to send our thoughts and condolences to the family of Cupcake. She will be missed. Potential like that, when a kid 3 years old, you never know what was going to happen for her world, for that potential. Well, she could be a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, or anything she put her mind to, and it ended abruptly. And we here at the Take and Connect TV send our prayers and condolences to the family of Cupcake, and her legacy will live on. I'm telling you right now. All right, on the political rundown this week, our favorite president, you know who, Donald Trump, dominated the news cycle again, and he made a guest appearance on Fox News, handed and hold no punches with the media. Watch this.
What does it say about the media? I agree with you.
The media is corrupt. Not all media is. Look, I know some great people, including you, but I know some great journalists. Look, they gave Pulitzer Prizes to people that got it wrong. Okay, all these people from the New York Times, which is a fake newspaper. We don't even want it in the White House anymore. We're going to probably terminate that in the Washington Post. They're fake. But you take a look at the New York Times, and you take a look at the kind of reporting they do. It turned out to be all wrong. And after the election, the New York Times apologized for their coverage because they were covering me in such a way. So when I won, they actually apologized to their subscribers because they were losing thousands and thousands of subscribers. The New York Times wrote an apology, nothing else. They're saying, well, it wasn't really an apology. It was, because they covered me so badly. And then what I said, sort of interesting, I hope, I said, the good news is now I'll be covered fairly again. And you know what happened? I got covered worse. But that's okay. You know who was covered worse than me, they say?
Who?
Abraham Lincoln. I've heard the one person, it used to be 5 or 6, now it's down to 1, Honest Abe Lincoln. They say he got the worst press of anybody. I say I dispute it.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, the Donald's blaming the media once again about his discrepancies. You don't like when the media turns on him, but he was pro-media, now he's anti-media. So hey, Trump like to do what he wants to do. Trump even wanted to defend Democrat presidential candidate Tulsi Gabbard. If she loses the Democrat nomination, she may end up being a third-party candidate. Well, Donald Trump had a really interesting note to say about that. Watch that.
Just like she did with Tulsi Gabbard, just like she did with Jill Stein. She said, Jill Stein is a Russian asset. No, I don't know Jill Stein. I know her as an environmentalist, okay? And probably a good woman.
Well, the Trumpster trying to say, what about Jill Stein? What about Jill Stein? She hasn't been seen or heard in the past 5 years. So I don't know what Jill Scott got to do with this 2020 election. But interesting note too, Donald's former Secretary of State roasted him at a roast about burn spurs. You won't believe. Watch this.
I do stand before you, as was noted here, really having achieved greatness. I mean, I'm not just an overrated general. I am the greatest, the world's most overrated. And so I would just tell you, too, that I'm honored to be considered that by Donald Trump, because he also called Meryl Streep an overrated actress. So I guess I'm the Meryl Streep of generals. And frankly, that sounds pretty good to me. And you do have to admit that between me and Meryl, at least we've had some victories. And some of you were kind during the reception and asked me, you know, if this bothered me to have been rated this way based on what Donald Trump said. I said, of course not. I'd earned my spurs on the battlefield, Martin, as you pointed out, and Donald Trump earned his spurs in a letter from a doctor. So not in the least bit put out by it. And I think the only person in the military that Mr. Trump doesn't think is overrated is who you pointed out, Martin, and that's Colonel Sanders.
All right, you saw that former Secretary Mattis calls out Trump about like he defended his country, but Donald Trump had to use a note to back out his country. But you know, a lot of people saying he had his dad had the doctor to do what he needed to do to get this all roll into motion. So Donald's really like having a tough week this week. I'll tell you right now. All right, on news this week. All right, Desperate Housewife actress Felicity Huffman has her first day in jail, and she does a lot of jobs, odd jobs as usual. But Inside Edition speaks with Dan's mom star Abby Lee Miller about what's Huffman's experience like in jail. Watch this.
Work assignment, kitchen duty. That's the worst job, according to Abby Lee Miller of Dance Moms fame, who served 8 months in federal prison for bankruptcy fraud.
You have to wear the rubber gloves and you have to wear the hairnet, and you're dealing with all that smell of all those different foods and just, ugh.
Gone is the glitzy red carpet look. She must wear khaki pants, blouse with a brown t-shirt, and she will wear prison-assigned boots. Huffman is assigned to the general population at the Federal Correctional Institution in Dublin, California, outside San Francisco. She will be interacting with other inmates. Her cell looks like this. According to one report, she'll have to share a toilet with 3 other inmates.
Her being the celebrity that she is, people are going to emulate her. People are going to want to be her friend. People are going to reach out to her. I mean, she was on Desperate Housewives. There's going to be a moment of like, after day one, I'm here. I did it. I survived a day. I can make it another.
Abby Lee Miller trying to give her jail advice. Abby Lee Miller, I guess if you come back out of jail and you come out, look at Paris Hilton, look at Lindsay Lohan. They came back better than ever. J-Lo was even in jail one time. So hey, if you come back out of jail, you can make a difference and make a difference in this world, however you want to do it. All right, look at this.
To the index of other news tonight, the police take down here in New York City a suspect jumping out of that police cruiser there while in handcuffs. One officer tackling him right in the middle of the street. Several others rushing in to help. The officer who tackled the suspect has been treated for a leg injury.
Wow, dude trying to escape a cop car, and all the cops in New York City just jump on him like ants. Wow, that dude didn't even have a chance in hell to. They say that New York is the Big Apple. If you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. He couldn't make it in New York because he couldn't make it anywhere because of the cops. All right. In other news is Harry and Meghan, there's safety concern. They recently talked to a British media about the conditions on what's going on being a royal. Watch this.
Tonight, Duchess Meghan sharing new details about those early days with Prince Harry as she faced a new life in the spotlight.
I was so happy, but my British friend said to me, I'm sure he's great, but you shouldn't do it because the British tabloids will destroy your life. And I very naively, I'm American, we don't have that there. What are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. I'm not in tabloids. I didn't get it. So it's, it's been complicated.
In a new documentary, the Duchess opening up to ITV's Tom Bradby during the couple's tour of Africa. Meghan describes how she's tried to handle such intense media scrutiny.
I've said for a long time to H, that's what I call him. Yeah. It's not enough to just survive something, right? Like, that's not the point of life. You've got to thrive. You've got to feel happy. And I think I really tried to adopt this British sensibility of a stiff upper lip. But I think that what that does internally is probably really damaging. And the biggest thing that I know is that I never thought that this would be easy, but I thought it would be fair.
The Duchess revealing she is not okay.
It's a very real thing to be going through behind the scenes.
And the answer is, would it be fair to say not really okay? And it's really been a struggle.
Yes.
Her husband, Prince Harry, opening up too, candidly addressing rumors of a rift with his brother, Prince William.
Stuff happens, but look, we're brothers. We'll always be brothers. We're certainly on different paths at the moment, but I will always be there for him, and as I know he'll always be there for me. I love him dearly, and the majority of the stuff is the majority of stuff is created out of nothing. But it's just, as I said, as brothers, you have to.
Yeah, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, going through a lot of emotions. Meghan being a royal, and she's going through channeling the emotions, trying to figure out what's next, trying to, dissect what's next. Harry's trying to shield and protect her. So I understand Harry had to do what he has to do, but Meghan, you signed up for it, you got to deal with it, and that's how the consequences are. So Meghan trying to cope with it and realize she was an actress, so she should know this by now. I'm telling you. All right, and finally, the viral video of the week. On Dish Nation, the crew investigated video that went viral where a little boy catches his parents in the act. And you know what I'm talking about. Watch this.
You are wrong. Check out this little boy asking his mom about the noises coming from her room.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
No.
I'll be having it.
Who be having it? That might be the movie we be watching sometimes.
Oh yeah. Y'all don't have a TV on.
We can watch TV on my computer though.
Mama got that good.
I was gonna say,
Daddy broke down.
Give me some more.
Frank, what kind of noises would your children say that they heard from your door?
Oh my God.
Portia, what kind of noises are PJ listening to? She's gonna ask head crack. Head crack, what kind of noise?
None your damn.
Portia is quiet until the very end. Total silence and goes, oh!
I said it.
Portia sounds like she fell out of a treehouse.
PJ will stand in the kitchen, just quiet, then go, oh!
Why is Daddy trying to jump over Mommy to no avail?
Ooh, y'all making a black girl blush.
All right, when I first saw this video, I was like, what the little boy doing for real? And then when I finally got the hint, I was like, oh, the boy saw them making noise, making whoopee. So the little boy trying to say, I know what y'all doing. Y'all been wanting to do this and stuff. And the mama trying to play it off like, I don't know what you're talking about. Mama, you know what he's talking about. He gonna end up doing it himself someday. if he knows he's doing. But hey, yeah, what it is. All right, everyone. Thank you all again for watching the tape this week. I've been your host, Kendrick Dick, saying so long, and we'll see you next week here for the tape. See you later.
Thank you.